such an asshole.
Awash in a flood of requests. It's assholeconsulting.com. I am glad feminism had sunk its teeth into the United States and became mainstream in the 60s and 70s, resulting in the fucked up parents that brought you kids to me at assholeconsulting.com, where I, the elder brother of America, will finally set you straight. Because without fathers, you are wandering aimlessly in the desert. Hey, Aaron, I've been a longtime fan of your work and appreciate what you've been doing. I'm a 23-year-old recent graduate with a bachelor's degree in biology. Worthless degree, I know. My intent was to pursue a career in medicine, but after some contemplation, and reassessment of my skills, I decided to pursue a career in data analytics instead. Bravo. Bravo indeed. Therefore, alongside my bachelor's, I obtained a minor in computer science, a certification in Python. Now I'm on track to completing a certification in SQL Server. Now I work as a junior programmer for a startup company making a little over $49,000. Look at this. See, I know this isn't why you're emailing in, but as an example as to how to recover from a worthless degree, this kid did it right there. He's 23. He's only a year out of college, and already he's got a $50K per year job with a bunch of certifications. All right? That's how you do it. That's how you do it. After listening to your videos in conjunction with Dave Ramsey's advice, I decided that I would stay at home for 2 years in order to pay off my student loans as quickly as possible. What are you emailing me for? You don't need me. You're doing better than I was 10 years ago. You at 23 is doing better than I was at 33. What the fuck? You come here and take over. I'll cut you a percentage and then I don't have to work no more. The problem comes with my family. Oh, okay, here we are. Since I changed my mind on becoming a doctor, I have yet to go to grad school. My family has viewed me as somewhat of an underachiever. My mom constantly reminds me how I was destined to become a doctor because God told her so. Oh, your mom talks to God. Oh, people who claim they hear God and voices in their head. Yep, I'd really listen to their advice. Despite me telling her that I was no longer interested in the profession. In addition, she has poor budgeting skills as she struggles to pay her bills on time, despite making $55,000 a year as a program manager and living in an apartment. All right, so you wouldn't want to listen. Look, mom, blood, water, thicker. No, it ain't. It's math. It's reality. All right? If you follow, okay, do you want to end up like your ma? Then you follow your ma's advice. If you don't want to end up with your ma, keep doing what you're doing because you've learned and progressed to come up with a great plan B to recover from biology. Not that you were worried about it. No, this is it's the familial problems. This is the familial problems. In addition, resulting in me doing a lot of the budgeting for her. Yes, I help her pay rent. Mistake number one: you do not help your parents. No, you do not help your parents. Oh, I remember this one. I asked you, are you black? And you said, yes, I am. I'm like, yes, I knew it. I knew it. Okay, continuing on. Every time I want to save money and become financially comfortably stable, I'm shamed for being greedy and uncaring. Oh, this is such a problem in the black community. A little bit more so in immigrant communities as well, Asia and all that. But yeah, this is the thing. My mom being a single mother constantly attributes all the work I've done to characteristic skills I was supposedly inherited from her, and reminds me that I wouldn't be anywhere in life without it. Let me show you what your mom's doing. This is what your mom did. This is what your mom did for your entire life. Let's see if I got this. Is that about the right height? This is what your mom wants you to pay her for. That's what your mom did. That's all your mom did to bring you into this world. Fucking bitch. I know it's your mother, but I don't care. It's not my mother, and even if it was my mother, if anyone, regardless... See, I have a family where we're very literal. It was the poor times, and then it's like, fuck blood. Do you have water? I don't need blood now. I need water. I need food and clothing and shelter. So what you got to do is you got to remove your emotions, which is really hard to do because you're genetically, Darwinistically, biologically programmed to be with your folks, because that's how you survived as a little kid. Obviously, it's a huge thing as opposed to just some sucker on the street. Oh, but this person is bad for you. And she loves herself more than you, right? It is debatable as to whether she even loves you or not if she views you as a meal ticket to bail her out of her mistakes. This is just, it's true. This is what a lot of, unfortunately, and it's not just, this happens across all races. It's more pronounced in the black community. But this, I've had clients and all that before, where the moms are just taking advantage of their kids. Heck, about a year, 2 years ago, we had that client, and he was only one of several, where he was a young black man, and his mom threatened to disown him if he left for college or the military. I can't remember what it was, but he was going to leave. And the reason she was going to threaten to disown him is because if he left, she would get a lower Section 8 housing allowance. Now, again, separate emotions. Does this person love that person? Does that mom love her child? No. The mom is a greedy, evil person who views the child as an asset to just get more gimme-dads. Right? That's disgusting. That's wrong. Right? And it's doubly disgusting and wrong because they're forcing this on their children, causing additional emotional angst and frustration and pain. Again, some sucker walking down the street saying, hey, give me money, you say, fuck you. You forgot about that person 20 seconds later. But if it's your parents, that not only is it wrong that they're trying to live off of you, but to do that to your own kid, which causes the additional psychological and emotional stress, that's fucking really evil. Really fucking evil. And I could say that as an outside observer because this isn't my mom, but if all of a sudden, my mom or anybody else's mom started pulling this bullshit, it would put you, not really, it would psychologically be compromising, but using logic and taking emotion out of it wouldn't be compromising at all. It's just you cut off your mom, say, see ya, bye. I don't care if blood is thicker than water in your world, it ain't in mine. You don't treat me right, you want to parasite off of me, fuck you. I got a life to live. You got to have at least, you got to love number one, you got to love yourself. Then you can move on to having love for other people in your life. My mom being a single mom, and that you wouldn't be anywhere without her in life. Right, because of genetics, yeah. The rest of my family also reminds me of this fact and tells me that I'm obligated to take care of her. No, you're not. Your family's wrong. It also reminds me of, in the black community, where an athlete will go and bust his ass off. Because as much as I pick on professional sports, it's not the professional sports I'm picking on. It's the dipshits with the other man's jersey going to Buffalo Wild Wings, horking down wings and drinking light beer, cheering on. Those are the people I hate. The athletes themselves, dude, nobody okay, maybe surgeons, maybe doctors, but that is a full-time hard job to be a professional athlete. So these guys bust their asses off. They get drafted or whatever. And then the whole black community thinks that guy who busted his ass off, worked at the gym, did drills, worked with his coach, etc., that somehow he owes the black community a share of his work. No, he doesn't. All you motherfuckers just sat there on your asses and worked nowhere hard as much as that guy. And what, just because he happens to come from your neighborhood, that means he has to come back and give and share and spread the bullshit. Bull fucking shit. It's an element of that there where the community thinks, well, if one of us is successful, you're supposed to come here and give us all your money. No way. No. As much as I want to tell them all to fuck off and let me do my own thing, I don't want to risk alienating nearly everyone in my family. I'm black, so you can imagine cutting off my family would be easier said than done. My question is for you, should I stick to my plan in staying at home to pay off debts or move out ASAP? Please make a video request, as I think others may be in the same position I am in. As always, name your price. Thank you. We won't mention your name. All right. Oh, that's a tough one, because if you're getting subsidized rent, but then if you got to bail your ma out on top of it, and you got to deal with this bullshit that you somehow are there, and that's what you are. The community is telling you you're their slave. You are on their plantation. I'm not even trying to be funny or dramatic or hyperbolic about it. It's true. If people think that you owe them something when they themselves did not put forth the work and you put forth all the work, tell them to fuck off. That means that's slavery. Like, what? Excuse me? It's such a foreign concept to me. That if I guess people know not to fuck with me, though. No one asks me for money. Then again, my reputation precedes me. But where were we? The rest of my family is As much as I want to tell them fuck off, do my own thing, I don't want to risk alienating nearly everyone in my family. Should I stick with my plan, staying home to pay off my debts and move out ASAP? Okay, how much debt do you have? Making 49 grand a year. Well, first, you don't want to risk alienating nearly everyone in your family. Again, take your genetic programming, take your biology out of it. What are these people good people? Do they contribute positive things in your life? And I'm not saying parasitic. Do they give you, are they friends? Are they in your best interest? And I know that there is a lot of tribalism involved, because that's how we survived for 2 million years in evolution. Is we had our tribe, and even though the tribe was unfair, there was safety in numbers. So that is hardwired into your system. But in order to not only evolve and progress in your own individual life, but to get a healthy relationship with people in your life, especially family members, you have to insist and hold them to a standard, saying, no, motherfucker, I'm not just giving you money because I'm successful, or I somehow owe it to you people. I'm the one that went to college, I took on the student loans, I borrowed the money, I supported myself, this is 100% me. And I'm not greedy or selfish if I don't care to share it with you. Go get your own fucking job, go to your own fucking school, get your own fucking degree. So what you have to do is really try to remove the emotion out of it, because one, it's not good for you in the long run to hang out with people that want to parasite off of you, because they don't love you. That's what it boils down to. These people do not love you or care about you. All right? And two, even though that maybe you could say it's conditioning, it's tribalism, this is how it is in their culture, blah, blah, blah. All right, enough of that bullshit. That shit's got to end. That is not acceptable. That does not promote individuality, success, accomplishment, or happiness, frankly. So for you to have a healthy relationship with whatever family members are going to be willing and accepting of having a mutually respectable relationship with you and respecting decisions, you got to cut them off. Right? And I've done this with certain family members in my own life. I've done this, I've seen other people do it with their family members, and what inevitably ends up happening, you'll lose some people, and those people, they've made their choice. They decide that they love themselves or money or greed or whatever else more than they love you, because you're not giving them money or paying them or whatever it is. Some other people will then realize, oh shit, Bob, Phil, Mike, Aaron, Steve, Amy, Jessica, they're gone. They're no longer part of my life. And then, no matter how evil or greedy or arrogant or egotistical they may be, they just lost their huge family member. Like when someone loses a son or a daughter, I mean, not to death. They just don't talk to their parents anymore. I don't care how insistent and proud and right those parents thought they were. That is almost a fate worse than death for them. Because their own flesh and blood, that speaks right back to tribalism, wants nothing to do with them. It's sad. It shocks people to the core about what they exist for and why and are they a good person. Their own flesh and blood. They treated their children so poorly, or put forth such an unacceptable proposition for a relationship with their own children, that children are able to overcome their genetic hardwired. They overcame their hardwiring predisposition to stay with the family, to stay with their parents that they left. It's very similar to MGTOWs. And I'm not talking the fake ones. I'm talking the real ones. Let me provide you a story, a little bit of a tangent here, but you'll understand the point that I'm trying to make. I got a buddy. He went through a divorce. He finally got his house back, and by back I mean clean out all the crap, and he finally got his life back. Then he started dating another girl. She kind of lives with him, or at least stays the nights with him, and she's got her own place. And she was telling him, well, I want to get married. And he says, no, I'm not getting married. Because it's a little bit too soon. I think it's like 2 or 3 years it's been that he's single, so he's not ready for it, and he just doesn't want to. And she says, well, I'll leave. And he says, fine, leave. And she left. But then she came back. And so it's, with the MGTOW thing, it's an environment, a relationship that is so hostile, so unacceptable, that a lot of women have put forth, that men are just like, saying fuck it. It's so bad it overrides a man's sex drive. It overrides a man's hardwiring for sex, which is pretty fucking hardwired. You know, I mean, there's like, well, do I starve or do I have sex? Well, she's got nice tits. Yeah. So people in your life, family, friends or not, will present situations and environments to you that are so bad, so hostile, that it will override your genetic predisposition to have a relationship with them. All right? Be it women, literally, I've had women talk me out of wanting to have sex with them. Do you know how dumb you have to be to utter? I mean, it's almost like you have to choose the person. You would have to sit down and think it through. Like these girls, they didn't. They were naturals at it, but they actually uttered words where it's like, yeah, I wanted to bang you, and now I don't want. I mean, yeah, I don't even feel like going home and jerking off right now, because I just want to go to sleep. That is how bad you are. That is what's happening with this fan. They are presenting you an unacceptable relationship that you need to, out of self-respect, using your frontal cortex to override your genetic hardwiring here. You have to have self-respect and stand up for yourself and say no. And then, this doesn't mean they go away. They won't, because as I said before, you're going to shock them to their core. And then, no matter what they say, and they're going to call you names and evil and traitor and tomboy or whatever, other things. When they cry themselves to sleep at night, that's when the real thought and pondering comes in. And then, because here's the thing. Your mom's not a winner. Your mom's living a miserable life. She's not going to survive. You could be the thing that shocks her into getting her fucking act together. But that's essentially what you're doing, is when you take yourself, especially out of your parents' life or loved one's life, is you are shocking them, saying, you are not acceptable. You are not worth my time. And you're so bad, I've overridden my own genetic predisposition to hang out with you. And then they start to sit and think and ponder. And then you got to test them. It depends on how ideological they are, or how zealous what level of zealot they are. Like, like with a lot of pastors' kids. This didn't happen to me, but a lot of pastors' kids, like the dad will have nothing to do with them, the pastor, unless they actually believe. Well, even they, okay, you're right. They will collapse. What else has been common? A lot in the Asian community. Again, from Japan to Turkey, except Russia, all those cultures, including East Indians, there's a lot of, well, you better become a doctor. You better marry someone from Pakistan, like, we're going to set you up with this good girl, we're going to set you up with this good guy, you better believe in Islam, that's another common one we have with it, you better believe in this religion, whatever, and you see that it's like they don't view their kids as, but they still say, no, I'm done, I'm cutting you off, and pretty much every one of these cultures, religious, ethnic, whatever, the parents break. And then they don't come groveling back, but they do have a new attitude, and they agree to a much more acceptable situation wherein you are respected. Now, it might take a couple years. You put your mom on ice, you put your family on ice, you go do your thing. But then you do not crack yourself. If you crack, you wasted all that time for nothing. But if you hold it a stand, like, you're not going to talk to me like that. You're going to accept the fact that I'm working on my own today, and you're not going to get any money. You know what? If you lose all your family, fine. That's better to get rid of these people who don't love you and don't care about you and are only in it for the money and themselves than it is to go find an alternative family, a wife or friends or whatever else have you. But I'm pretty confident that at least the people who do have a heart and a soul will do some introspection, will think things through and realize, holy shit. But you never take them back until they accept you that this is, and it's not that they have to support you, they just don't give you shit about it. That when you come in there for Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas or whatever, they're like, oh, how are things going? Oh, that's good. And they don't use that as an opportunity to lecture you and berate you back. And if that happens, you get up, you leave your meal. Actually, it'd be cool is like you grab like a to-go bag, you put the meal in it, see you, bye. And then you don't call them. You put them back on ice. But you will never get the respect that you need from your family or friends or anyone for that matter until you hold people to standards. So, as for your finance, should you move out ASAP or should you pay off your debts? Honestly, it sounds like you got a decent job. It looks like you're going to be going up from your startup. Yeah. Listening to Dave Ramsey, minimalism. With your mom being like, told you so, and that arrogant, cocky thing that, you got my genetics because I spread my legs. Nah. I say it's worth leaving that environment because whatever extra amount you're going to pay in rent, be it for a studio or just a couch on a buddy's place you trust and can afford, for that extra $100, $200, even if it's $300 or $400 or even $500 a month extra you got to pay, it is totally worth the sanity that's going to come with leaving that hostile environment. I wouldn't say hostile. No one's going to beat you up, but not friendly and damaging environment. I think you have the fiscal discipline, the fiscal austerity. You also have the skills and the employment that you owe it to yourself to have this calm, peace, serenity, not to mention beginnings of self-respect from your family. I would get out of that house. I would get out of that environment. I would just focus on work. And you know what? Maybe you can make lemonade out of lemons in this. You're going to obviously be down a little bit. You just kind of basically, you can tell your family to fuck off. You say, no, I'm sorry, I'm leaving. And you're going to be a little bit down. Maybe get another side gig, work up some extra money. Keep your mind occupied because it's just time's going to, you're going to wound yourself, detaching yourself from this. But don't let it sit there and stew. Don't let your brain mire in it. Continue on, work hard, pay off those student loans, and then after you pay off your student loans, Christmas or Thanksgiving rolls around, say, hey, how's it going? You guys got things, and if you go in and they're like, oh, fuck you, well, then and you just test every 6 months. That's basically what you do. But you're not going, if you don't do this, here's the final thing I'll say. If you don't do this, nothing's going to change. Your mom's still going to be a loser. You're still going to have to take care of her. And her costs are going to go a lot more up, especially when she can't work no more. All right? She's not moving towards a good retirement where she's self-supporting. She's going to come for you, right? And be ungrateful about it. And you're going to go into, I don't know what it's like at the home. And what I mean, the family comes over. But it doesn't sound like this is even fun the way it is. In other words, the situation today is just not acceptable. It's going to remain not acceptable unless you go down this harder path, in which in the long run, it's going to be the easier path. So you can either slug through this pain right now for the rest of your life, or you can take a little bit of more pain, cut everyone off, which will make the path and your life a lot easier over the long run. And that's in me, it's a no-brainer. That's the only way you got to go. So, anyway, I'm really sorry for your situation. I feel bad. It's kind of one of the things that really pisses me off about. It's more prominent in the immigrant community, but it's in the black community where any kind of success is shamed or frowned upon, or somehow you now owe back to the community. Especially when parents fucking do it to their kids, thinking their kids are fucking asses to be. It just pisses me the fuck off. So, anyway, if you guys got questions, go to assholeconsulting.com. Your older brother of America will take care of you. For a fee, for a price. I'm not a nice older brother. I'm the one that kicks you in your ass. If you got if you don't have the money, you can go ahead and get my books, Bachelor Economics, Curse of the High IQ, Worthless, Enjoy the Decline of Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, and then what else? Oh, we got the blog, CaptainCapitalism.blogspot.com, and the podcast, the Clary Podcast, which you can find on SoundCloud.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.